You ever wish you could lift something impossibly heavy with just your bare hands? Or, turn a simple little crank and make something else spin at incredible speeds? Well, it might sound like a superpower, but today we're going to dive into the hidden physics that makes all of that possible.
No, really, just think about it for a second. The power to move enormous objects, to make the absolute hardest jobs feel, well, easy. It sounds like something straight out of a comic book, right?
Well, what if I told you that this power, it isn't fiction at all, that it's actually all around us, kinda hidden inside the simplest tools we use every single day? It's the power to make work easier. Now, the official scientific name for these everyday superpowers is a mechanism. And all that really means is it's a device that takes one kind of force as an input and spits out a completely different one as an output. So you give it a small push, and bam, it gives you a massive lift. That right there is a mechanism. So where do we even begin? Well, let's start with the most ancient and honestly the most common mechanism of all, the lever. I guarantee you've used one a dozen times today without even realizing it. Okay, let's picture a classic problem, a stubborn paint can. You can pull on that lid, you can pry at it with your fingers, but it just will not budge. So now you grab a simple spoon, you rest its tip on the rim of the can, that's our pivot point, and then you just push down on the handle. Pop! The lid opens with almost no effort. You literally just turned your kitchen into a physics lab. So that simple action can be broken down into three key parts. The rim of the can, that was our fulcrum, the pivot point. The tiny part of the spoon that's actually lifting the lid, that was the weight arm. It's dealing with the load. And the part you pushed on? Yep, that was the force arm. Every single lever, no matter how simple or complex, has these three parts. And here is the secret sauce. The magic of the lever all comes down to where you put that fulcrum. The closer that pivot point is to the thing you're trying to lift, the less force you actually have to use. See, it's a trade-off. You're applying a small amount of force over a long distance to create a huge amount of force over a really short one.
Levers are awesome for prying things open, but what about lifting something heavy straight up? For that, let's move on to our next mechanism, the pulley. At its core, a pulley is just a wheel with a groove that a rope can run over. I mean, think about raising a flag up a flagpole or opening a set of blinds. Pulleys are great because they change the direction of a force, which makes it way more convenient to lift things.
But the real power of pulleys, that comes when you start combining them. As you add more and more pulleys to a system, the amount of effort you need to lift something just drops like a rock. But, like with everything in physics, there's always a catch. Let's actually see this in action. Say we're lifting a 500-gram weight. With two pulleys, it takes this much force. But look what happens when we add a third pulley. The force needed goes way down. And with a fourth, it drops even more. You are literally multiplying your own strength with every single wheel you add to the system. So what's the trade-off? What's the catch? Well, it's the distance you have to pull the rope. To lift that weight just 1 meter with a 4-pulley system, you might have to pull 4 meters of rope. It's that exact same principle we saw with the lever. You trade a longer distance for less effort. There's no such thing as a free lunch in physics.
All right, so we've pried things open and we've lifted stuff up. Now, let's get into our third and final mechanism for today, gears. These are the little toothed wheels that drive so much of our modern world. To really get the magic of gears, let's think about the whisk challenge. Try whipping some egg whites with a regular old balloon whisk. It is exhausting. Your arm has to move incredibly fast. But now, try a rotary whisk. You just turn the handle slowly, kind of calmly, and the gears inside transform that slow rotation into this high-speed blur. The gears, they're doing all the hard work for you. So what are gears actually doing for us? Well, they have three main superpowers. First, they can increase speed, just like we saw with the whisk. Second, they can change the direction of motion. If one gear spins clockwise, the one it's connected to has to spin counterclockwise. And finally, just like levers and pulleys, they can multiply force. And this is the core principle behind your bicycle. When you shift into a high gear, the big gear that you're pedaling is turning a much smaller gear on the back wheel. This makes the wheel spin way faster than your feet are actually pedaling, which lets you travel at a really high speed. So, we've looked at levers, pulleys, and gears. But here's the big reveal. These aren't just 3 random tools. They are part of a very, very exclusive and important family.
See, they all belong to a group called the six simple machines. And along with the wheel and axle, the inclined plane, the wedge, and the screw, these six things are the fundamental building blocks of pretty much every complex machine ever invented, from a can opener all the way up to a rocket engine.
And I mean it when I say they are absolutely everywhere. A stapler is a lever. A doorknob is a wheel and axle. A simple zipper, that's just a series of tiny wedges. They're so common that we don't even see them anymore, but they are constantly making our lives easier. And that brings us right back to where we started. Remember this? A mechanism is a device that takes an input force and outputs a different one. It all makes sense now, right? All six of these simple machines are just different kinds of mechanisms. They're just different ways of unlocking that everyday superpower. And you know, the best part is, once you know this secret, once you know what to look for, you can't unsee it. It's like you've been given a secret decoder ring. You're now officially a simple machine detective. So, as you go about the rest of your day, I have just one question for you. Look around at the doorknob, the light switch, a bottle cap. Which simple machine will you spot first?